Welcome to Nothing But Net. I'm your host, Taylor Chitwood, and joining me, as always, Coach Tyler Sanborn. Coach, year came to an end. Not necessarily the results that we wanted, but hey, there's always a positive in everything, as we spoke last week in our show. Take me through those last few games, Methodist and then Pfeiffer.
Yeah, I mean, I thought when we went down to Methodist, obviously the season was on the line. We had to win that game to be able to make the conference tournament. They're second in the league right now with a really good record, really good team, pretty complete team with good guards, good wings, good posts. So we knew it would be a tough game. Went down and we started out in a little bit of a hole. We're down probably like 15 with like 10 minutes to go in the game and fought back and started, pressing a little bit more, adding a little bit more pressure. They turned the ball over some and we fought back and tied it up. And unfortunately, weren't able to make plays down the stretch, and win the game. But it was a hard-fought game. We gave everything we had, and I was really proud of the guys.
Coach, of course, I only got to be in the booth there for the home games, and I had to follow along on the road games. But it seemed like every game we played, we got better at one certain thing on the floor, and that's all you could ask for a young team. I don't think we ever had any relapses. It was all continuing to improve in every aspect of the game, and again, that can only be a positive.
Yeah. I thought throughout the season, like the one thing that I was super proud of our guys about was that they never quit. We battled a lot of adversity. Obviously, the results of the game weren't in our favor a lot of times, and instead of bowing down to that and not coming out and competing in the next practice or game, our guys really kind of just hunkered down and really fought together and stayed together, and I was really proud of that aspect throughout the year.
Coach, we are going to lose 3 seniors that we hate to see go. They've since they walked on campus here, they've been such a vital part of Ferrum basketball, not only on the floor but off the floor as well, with DeAndre Mullen, Josh Dudley, and Josh Grimard. Again, we hate to see them go. I've been here for 2 years now. This is my second year, and I've become real close with all 3 of them. And it's been an honor to watch them from the booth and be able to say their name on the broadcast.
Yeah, those guys are, they're going to be missed. They're good players, great people. They've meant a lot to me. Obviously, in my first year as a head coach, they've been a great, asset to me as trying to, transition into that role and coming in here and not really knowing anyone and not knowing the team that well. Those guys really kind of took me under their wing and helped me through my first year. And, obviously not the season that they wanted. They battled a lot of injuries personally. Obviously, Grimm missed a lot of games. Dudley missed a few games with ankle injuries and illness, and then Dre missed games with illness. And, not the way they wanted to end it. But, I felt like they always kept a positive attitude. They worked hard. They tried to lead our young guys. And what I told them after our game at Pfeiffer was, in a couple of years or next year or whenever this program is, where it needs to be, those guys are going to be the guys that we look back on and, they kind of laid the path for the guys coming up. So I was really, really proud of them and the effort they gave, and I'm really appreciative of, the people that they are.
Coach, on the other side of that, we are very young. We've had to use a lot of young kids on the floor to pick up a lot of vital minutes. We lost a few of those to injury early on with Carrington Young, players of that nature that don't necessarily show up in the book, but complete energy guys, hustle guys. They'll get that offensive rebound. They'll get that putback when they have to. They'll make that great pass, even a pass to an assist, and they don't even get credit for the assist. So, again, got to be a positive outlook moving forward as well, as you mentioned, with the seniors, leading them in the right direction to get them, over their first year. And, again, it wasn't the season that we necessarily wanted, but, as we always say, there is a positive in everything. And I think there is a good foundation here for our young guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have some good young guys that have really matured over the year. Obviously, having to play, like you said, extended minutes and having, more of a role than they had possibly last year for the sophomores, especially the freshmen coming in. Those guys that have played a lot, obviously getting valuable experience, just getting minutes in the college atmosphere. So, I'm looking forward to bringing those guys back, hopefully stronger. a little bit more mature, a little different, hopefully a different approach towards preparation every single game. But I'm excited about the young group that we have, and adding a good recruiting class will really help as well.
It's going to be exciting to see handing the ball off to Chase Woodard and him being the floor general that DeAndre Mullen has been here at Ferrum. It is big shoes to fill, but we saw it. He came a long ways this season, and he had some time. It was just him on the floor. There was a lot of time when it was him and DeAndre on the floor. Of course, he had to fill in that one game when DeAndre Mullen was sick at home that we saw. So it'll be exciting to see how he does with the ball in his hand as well. Maybe picks up a little bit more score and gets a little bit more confidence under him and starts shooting the ball a little bit more. But again, moving forward, I think that's another positive.
Absolutely, yeah. Chase has come a long ways. He played some point in high school. That wasn't really his natural position, but he's so talented, such as a passer. I mean, that's the thing. He has a vision that really no one else on our team has, other than possibly Dre. So having him come back, he's only a freshman, got 3 more years. I mean, what I really love about Chase is that he is so coachable. He's one of the most coachable players I've ever been around. Like anything that I say, he just kind of hangs on every single word and tries to do it. He's not perfect, obviously, but he really works at it, and with some added weight, hopefully, in the weight room, getting in the weight room, he could be a really good player for us.
Coach, moving into the offseason, in my opinion, from what I've seen, from what I've been around, I think there is a will to want to. As we said, everybody has improved throughout the season. We saw improvement even in the seniors with, like DeAndre. Wasn't really a scorer his first 3 years here. Picked up the scoring role when he had to. Grimard, he's used to playing a lot of minutes and didn't get to this year, but he always stayed positive and did what he had to do and played a little bit of the leadership role as well when he couldn't be out there. And Josh Dudley as well. There were games where, like Avery, he had 33, and then there were other games where, he knew that he couldn't be really a whole lot in the offense. He had to be that guy that facilitated or played defense and, kind of went as a decoy on the offensive side. And it showed there with the younger guys as well, like Rashad Reed, Marcus Huff. They started to learn when to shoot the ball and when not to shoot the ball. They learned that, hey, I need to find out my role game by game and make that adjustment through the game. And we did that very well.
Yeah, I really think the one thing I thought that we did well this year was our shot selection. I thought that we ended up throughout the year really understanding like what good shots that we needed. And because of that, we led the league in 3-point percentage, which I think is a testament to our guys, because we have some good guys. The guys can really shoot it, but no one in the past has been like a spectacular 3-point shooter. We also broke the school record in 3-pointers made, which I think is a testament to, obviously, again, our shot selection and our guys putting in the work and getting better. Obviously, the thing that kind of riddled our season was just the lack of size and the lack of depth in the interior and being able to defend the post and be able to rebound. Because defensively, we would do a good job in the first possession. It's that second and third opportunity that teams get. We just weren't able to stop that. So moving forward, hopefully we can bring in some size, and those guys will be able to, kind of riddle that as well.
Coach, what's the atmosphere like? We touched on this a few shows ago. What's the atmosphere with the guys moving into the ODAC, moving out of the USA South into the ODAC? Again, the schedule is going to be about the same. You're just going to flip, I assume, the non-conference and conference games. But what's the atmosphere like moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just everyone's really excited. I think that being in the ODAC obviously provides logistically better opportunities to be successful, in my opinion. Just the USA South, the way it's set up. I mean, even if you have a really, really good team and you go on a trip like we went 2 weekends ago to Piedmont and Covenant, that's just a tough swing. I think that's really kind of hurt the USA South in at-large opportunities in the NCAA tournament, just because, I mean, when you go on those trips, I mean, it's hard to pull away 2 wins, no matter how good you are, just because that trip is just crazy difficult with a 5-hour trip to Piedmont. You play at 7:30. You travel 3 hours up a mountain to Covenant, and then you play the next day at 4 o'clock. I mean, that's just a tough turnaround. So I'm excited about the teams that we're going to be playing and, where we're going to be playing. We're not going to have to take crazy trips. And, I think obviously with my familiarity with the ODAC, I'm excited about, getting back and playing those teams and those programs and those coaches. So.
Well, Coach, that'll do it for us today and through the season. First of all, we want to thank everybody that has tuned in with us throughout the year. We appreciate the support. Coach, we can't thank you enough. The atmosphere, on campus, off campus, is a great atmosphere. It's very positive in Ferrum College basketball, and we're excited to see what's in store for next year.
Absolutely, I'm excited as well. I really appreciate obviously your efforts in this show, and it's been great this year. Thank you.
Well, appreciate it, Coach. Again, I'm Taylor Chitwood alongside Coach Sanborn. That'll do it for us this year. We're excited to join you next year.